going to do our midday market recap here, go over the trades from this morning. I am finishing the day up $69,056.40, which means this is the first day I haven't broken $100,000 in profit since last Wednesday. I was up over 100 on Thursday, Friday, and Monday, 3 days in a row, which is phenomenal. So I was trying to go for 4 days in a row today, but I'm just running out of stuff to trade. You know, there's just not a lot left moving that I feel like I can really make money on. So today's a day where I actually want to keep trading and I just can't. There's nothing else that looks good. So we're going to break down the trades here on these stocks, 69,000. I'll talk a little bit about some of my swing trades, which are currently open. I'm holding let's see, right now, Apple, Amazon, I stopped out on. Facebook, Netflix, and SPY, I'm still holding. Up $555 in open P&L, but red on a couple of the trades that I've closed out. So we'll go over those and break it all down in today's midday market recap. Those of you guys streaming on YouTube and Facebook, hopefully you guys hit the thumbs up. Let's see, it's over there, I think, and are subscribed to the channel. Tomorrow morning, as always, around 8:45, 9 a.m., I will be live streaming my pre-market watch list. And today, SSNT and ATHE, both of them were straight off the watch list. All right, so let's break it down. All right, and as a reminder of my disclaimer, for those that don't already know it, day trading is risky. In fact, most people, most of you who are thinking about learning to day trade will lose money. The odds are against you. So if you want to be one of the few who is consistently profitable, you need to do something different from what pretty much everyone else does. And that means first, not trading with real money till you've proven profitability by trading in a simulator. So take it slow, one step at a time. The market will be here for you. If you have to wait 3 months, 5 months, 6 months, a year before you trade with real money, so be it. It's better than losing money in the market because you don't know what you're doing. All right, so let's go over the day trades first, and then we'll go over the swing trades. So I'm going to put those over here. So today, first trades were on SSNT. This was the leading gapper in the entire U.S. market today, gapping up 311%. with a 1.9 million share float and currently 25 million shares of volume. So this is the stock that I knew I wanted to be watching, and I'm up $27,910 on it. I did give a little profit back off the top, and in fact, I'm a little disappointed that it didn't hold up better. You know, it kind of ended up being a little on the weaker side. So if we look at this chart, you can see that we had some trades on it pre-market off the volume weighted average price. So we've got a lot of lines on here. So let's break them down first by looking at the daily chart. So the two blue lines are up here at 1532 and 2190. Those tie back to daily levels way back here, the high of this candle right here, and then the high of, I guess, this candle kind of right up in this area. Those are the areas that I kind of looked at as being maybe potential areas of resistance. Not that they were necessarily totally obvious, but those are the levels I watched, and I drew some levels out a little higher. The orange lines are intraday levels. So pre-market, we had a pre-market high of 1989, which is the level at the very top. And pre-market, starting at 7:30, it went from $4 to almost $20. But, PRPO is resumed. Let's watch it. So PRPO, I was watching this for a possible trade, but it looks like it's actually kind of coming down. So as I look at that, the high is 70, but I don't really like that price action right now. You know, that doesn't look that nice to me. The long, probably the obvious long, would be over 70. So, you know, typically I would say, all right, I'll put my order up here at 70. But as I look at it, it feels weak. Weak, big red candles, I don't know. Maybe that's not going to be the one for us. So I'm going to sit out and leave that one, let it be. So back to SSNT, pre-market. All right, so SSNT, big move pre-market, but then it sold off and gave back a good amount of it as it came back down here under the volume weighted average price. Now, as it started to curl back up right here, it came up to 14.79 and then pulled back in this area. And this is where I actually had my best trade on it, buying off the support level right down here. Let's see, right in this area. First 5-minute candle to make a new high after this pullback right here. And then getting a nice move here from about $14 up to just under 16. That was a nice trade. I did have a trade in this area right here, and I also took a trade on the first 5-minute candle to make a new high right here. So in total, I have almost $28,000 of profit on it. And when the bell rang, this was a wild open. Let's look at the 1-minute chart. 1-minute chart at the open was crazy. This squeezed up right here from $11.55 to $13.42, $2 a share, and then drops all the way down here to $9.57. What a wild open. So I did a dip trade on it. I actually bought off these lows and we got a pop back up here, but only, I mean, realistically, it was about $1 a share off the low. But I was doing dip trades on it, and that's all we could get. Curled up right here, and I did take this trade, and this was a setup here for the break over. I did it, I think I drew it on the 1-minute chart. No, maybe I didn't. But in any case, I was looking at the break over 880, which was this level here that had been tapped here, and then again right about here. So that was a nice little trade. But in total, you know, I did the best I could on it, and that was $27,000, and I really couldn't do much better than that. ZCMD was an interesting one. This one squeezed up and got halted right here. And so I bought, going into this halt right here, it resumes, it rips up to 5, pulls back, and as it comes back up right here, I added for the break over 5, and it squeezes up to a high of 525. I take my profit, and then it ended up fading. So this one didn't hold up super well, which is kind of disappointing. But on this trade right here and on this trade right through here, I was trading with pretty large size. So I did well on this one. I think my max size might have been 30,000 or 35,000 shares. So, you know, do the math. 10,000 shares of this stock is $45,000. So 20,000 is 90,000 shares. 40,000 shares would be $180,000. So, you know, definitely not a bigger position than that, but a big position nonetheless. But again, we had some catalysts here. It was moving quickly. It was already halting. So definitely felt like it was something that was worth watching. So that was ZCMD. ATHE. I was aggressive on it as I could be. This one also made a nice break through the volume weighted average price right here, a pullback. I got long off of $4 support at around $4.12. Squeezes up to $4.55, pulls back. First 1-minute candle, squeezes up again, up to $4.75. Drops down, comes back up through $4.75, up to a high of $5.15. But, you know, this was about $1 a share. Not as big of a range as SSNT. SSNT certainly had, well, today, like, I mean, it's had a huge range from 4 all the way to 20, $15 a share. On ZCMD, we had a range on this one of about 4 up to 5, so also about $1 a share. But on ATHE, I wasn't able to size up as aggressively. Small trade on DPHC, which was on the gap scan. It's pulling back a little bit now. That was on a breakthrough, let's see, 15 on this 1-minute kind of micro pullback that happened right in this area. WIMI, took a loss on that one. Tried to jump in right in this area. Stopped out as it came back down. BLNK, not a great trade either. Tried to get in. We can't remember. I think it was right around here and stopped out. And KODK, my biggest loss of the day, down 2,600. I tried to get in right here for the breakthrough, what I thought would be 18 and a double top, and it failed at that level and came back down. So, you know, it was a good day, but no single stock that was just like, you know, incredible. It was just a little bit on the choppy side. Now, on Apple, I took a couple swing trades on this yesterday, and I stopped out on both of them today for a $245 loss, which was kind of discouraging. So I'm up right now 743 on my swing trades, which is pretty good. But $245 loss on Apple. So let's look at the Apple chart. So Apple yesterday, I took a short position on it, and that was, I guess it was, I don't know, it was somewhere around here in the early part of the day. Through the afternoon, I was like, I don't know. I kept an eye on it. It didn't hit my stop, and into the close, the market sold off, and it sold off, and I thought, okay, this is looking good. And the reason I took the swing trade short was because I looked at the daily chart and I said, this is a topping tail candle. The high is 446, the low is 431. I think it's going to fade off this level. So I took a short position, but it actually gapped up a little bit this morning, even though the overall market was gapping down, and it flushed at the open, and I was like, okay, I'm in good shape. And then it ripped up here, and in this rip, it stopped me out on my trade. So I kept a tight stop on it. I have live stops on these trades, and I'd rather be stopped out than let it turn into a $700,000, $800,000 loss. These swing trades, the idea is, $400, $500, maybe $1,000 of profit per trade, max loss, $200 to $500. I just don't want to let it go too far against me. And sometimes that means I'm going to be stopping out a little prematurely, and I'll look back and think, oh, if I'd held it, I would have, I'd be up now, but I'm keeping tight stops because it's easier to recover from small losses than when you dig yourself a big hole. So unfortunately, I'm out of Apple, and it's holding up pretty well. I also took a trade on Amazon today, which I thought Amazon on the daily chart was looking like it was pulling back here to the 9 moving average, a couple of red candles in a row, and then I was looking for the first green candle. And so I took my position on Amazon right here as it bounced off the VWAP. And what I did was when it came down to the VWAP, I sold the $3,000 puts. So I sold them. And it popped up here, and then it came back down and stopped me out of that trade for a $164 loss. Again, kept a tight stop on it, and at this point, I'm glad I did because I'd only be, further down on the trade. Facebook, I have a position on this, which is a short, and I'm looking for it to break below $49. And you can see that this one is moving in my favor. I have 2 different trades on it. One I'm up a little bit more than the other, but this to me, kind of like Apple, is I think top heavy, and we've got a couple red candles. So I want to see it break $49 to $249. At this point, I'd probably set my stop on it at break even. And again, if I get stopped out break even, that means, I might be like, oh man. But at the same time, it either keeps going in my favor or I'll just get out of it. Netflix is the biggest winner right now, and I have 2 trades on it. I have a trade that I took, actually it was like the end of last week, I think, that was this one right here where I sold the 440 puts. And those ones, I sold the 450, I'm up $923, and I bought the 440s to create a spread, and so I have a net profit there of like $400. I also took a trade today on the 535 calls, which are up here, and I'm making the kind of speculation that I think it's going to stay below 535 by the end of the week, so I've shorted or sold those, and I'm looking for it to continue to pull back. So both of those are looking good. So I'm happy with that. And the S&P, I took a trade on this selling the 331 calls. And that was when it started to pull back, like kind of right in here. Now it's actually gone a little bit higher, but I'm only down like $20 on it. And the fact is, selling the calls, because the market is green, I'm going to get a much better price than selling the puts today. I would like at a certain point to sell the maybe 300 calls again, but I'm not going to be, the puts, but I'm not going to be able to do that on a day like today because they're not worth very much. So I'll wait for a red day to sell more puts. Today's a good day to sell calls, I think, but at the same time, market is kind of strong, and if it keeps going higher, I might just have to stop out, but I'm only down $20, $10. So I can just let this one work for a little bit, and we'll see what it does. But right now, Netflix and Facebook are looking good, And so I'm kind of turning around here a little bit on the day. I've got those couple of losses on the day. I've got a couple of green trades, and my open P&L is, you know, $600-700. So again, the kind of best way for me to do this is to take the trade, set my stop, and walk away and not look at it too much. Because the problem is, if I come back here and sit down and try to, try to manage some of these swing trades, next thing I know, I start day trading them. I'm over managing them, and I stop out, and then I get back in. Or, you know, it's just, I understand certainly that with setting a stop, there'll be times where if I had been watching it, I probably would have sold sooner because, you know, the obvious exit would have been before my stop at times. But on the other hand, this goal of taking some swing trades and trying to develop this secondary strategy is to generate some passive income that requires much less effort. And that's going to be good for me, and it's going to be good for you guys as well, students, especially those of you guys that are, for whatever reason, struggling a little bit to keep up with some of the really fast-moving day trades. Even though for me, I kind of am like, well, $700, I could care, you know, it's not really a big deal. On the other hand, for someone else, that could be the difference between, you know, being green on the week or being red, or the difference between making enough from the market to not have to go back to a 9-to-5 job and having to go, you know, start looking for jobs again. So, you know, that's kind of one of the goals for me with developing this strategy. And, you know, again, like anything else, you have to be willing to adapt, and you have to be a little flexible, and there'll be ups and downs in it. But, you know, right now it's going okay, and that's in part by taking trades that are, I think, pretty obvious. Some of the slightly riskier ones are, have been the trades that have good ROI, but, you know, if it doesn't work immediately in my favor, I'm in a bad situation, and then that makes it not really as much of a swing trade because I start kind of day trading it. So further out of the money and the lower delta is going to be better, and then I don't have to watch it jumping up and down with every dollar the stock moves. I can really just kind of step back, set it, and forget it. All right, so that's the game plan here. That's it for me. I hope you guys have a great rest of the day, and I'll be back at it first thing tomorrow morning for Wednesday, live streaming right around 8:45, 9 a.m., the watch list. So those of you guys streaming on YouTube, Facebook, make sure you hit that subscribe button and tune in to my recap or my watch list and recap tomorrow. And hopefully we have another 100% gapper on the scans, but hopefully, unlike SSNT, it actually holds up pretty well. So we'll see what we get tomorrow. But in any case, volatility is opportunity, and locking up 69,000 here, which is definitely a great day. So it puts me up now on the month of August, 100 and what did I do yesterday? 114. So 180,000, 185,000 on the month. That's a good start, no doubt about it. That right now, 2 days in, makes it the best August of my career. And hopefully I can get back up towards 500, 600, 700. And, you know, last month I did 950. So who knows? We get a couple of really big momentum stocks. This could be another terrific month. All right, so that's it for me. I hope you guys have a great rest of the day, and I will see you first thing tomorrow morning. And again, I'll put up my disclaimer here for those of you on Facebook and YouTube as a reminder that day trading is risky. So make sure you trade a simulator before you ever trade with real money.